maybe 2 weeks, so they will please him on Riyadh Taruji, inshallah, and I will ask him to convey salams to him. No. Okay, so Bismillah. So I think we can take out our Arabic reading now, inshallah. This one is doing Qasas. Okay, someone can just remind me which page you're on?
We're doing chapter 14, Malana.
Chapter 14. Okay, what's the page number? This one here. Al-Malik Yursilu ila Yusuf.
That looks like it, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Was it homework?
Yes, Malana.
It's like silent. Silent.
14 and 15.
Okay. So Bismillah, inshallah. Well, only 14 and 15 because 14 is very short. Okay. So Bismillah. This is the title Al-Maliku Yursilu ila Yusuf. So I'm going to ask just volunteers. So please just let us flow, inshallah. Just translation. So Bismillah wants to go first. Brother Abdul Karim, Bismillah. You go first. Al-Maliku Yursilu ila Yusuf.
The king sent for Yusuf.
Good. The king sends for Yusuf. So we remember the last part of the story. The last part of the story is that the king had a dream. The king had a dream, and then the cupbearer of the king told him that he knows someone who can interpret the dream. And then he goes to Nabi Yusuf alayhi salam, who's in prison, and Nabi Yusuf then gives him the interpretation of the dream and the advice on what to do. And then also he asks him to basically ask the king to look into his case, into his matter, basically. So let's read the first line together. وَلَمَّا سَمِعَ الْمَلِكُ هَذَا التَّأْوِيلَ وَالتَّدْبِيرَ فَرِحَ جِدًّا وَقَالَ مَنْ صَاحِبُ هَذَا التَّأْوِيلِ. So Bismillah, one to go. Translation.
I'll do the first one, Malana.
Bismillah.
وَلَمَّا سَمِعَ الْمَلِكُ, and when the king heard هَذَا التَّعْوِيلَ, this interpretation, وَالتَّدْبِيرَ, and the management plan, or how to deal with a problem, or
Good.
the solution, فَرِحَ جِدًّا, he was very happy.
Good. Kiran, وقال.
وقال, and he said, مَنْ صَاحِبُ هَذَا التَّعْوِيلِ, who is the person of this interpretation?
Okay, excellent. Walamma, and when Sami'a heard, Al-Maliku, the king heard, هذا تأويل, this interpretation. So as you're doing this, you're also hopefully getting a little bit of it nahu coming back, where you're saying هذا is ismul ishara, and هذا is actually the maf'ul bihi, and the ta'wila is musharun ilay, therefore it's nasbun. And when the king heard this interpretation, what tadbir? Tadbir basically means to arrange or organize. You can say this management plan or the strategy. Tadbir, because Nabi Yusuf not only gave the interpretation that there would be a drought, he also gave the tadbir, that there will be a drought, and this is how you manage it. Fariha jiddan, he, the king, became happy. Jiddan, became very happy. Waqala, and he said, man, who, sahibu hadha ta'wili. Who, so, can I ask another question? What is the hal of the hadha and why? The hal of the hadha is easy. The hal of the hadha is easy.
It's majroor, because it's mudafun ilayh.
It's hard to jar, and the question is why? It's because it's mudafun ilayh. Mudafun ilayh. So therefore you have to add a the and an of afterwards. So man, who is the, before the sahib, who is the companion or the owner of this interpretation. As you can see, there's actually a mudafun ilay. Good. Let's read the next one together, inshallah. وقال الملك من هذا الرجل الكريم الذي نصح لنا ودل على التدبير. Next student, inshallah. Next student, Bismillah. Muhammad Amin, you want to go?
I will go.
Okay.
I will go, inshallah.
Bismillah.
وقال الملك, and the Malik said, and the king said, Man hada rajulu, who is this noble man who advised us, wadalla ala takbir, and indicate the solution
Excellent.
to the interpretation.
Excellent. وقال الملك. وقال and said الملك. Can you see on the word Malik? There's no in there. There's nothing at the end there. Why is nothing at the end? Because the author wants you to start filling in some of the harakat by yourself. So you can say Maliku, Malika, or Maliki.
Maliku.
Maliku.
Maliku, Malik.
Yes. Let me just see. Actually, I don't see almost how much the author drops off on this quickly. What page are we on now? On page 43. Let me just see what happens in the future. Okay, so he still maintains.
Seems like that was just a typo, Malana.
Yeah, you also get an unvoweled version of the text as well. The unvoweled version of the text, but I see it doesn't phase it in here. Although I'm not too concerned about you reading unvoweled text, because the focus of the course is mainly Quran, and the Quran is always voweled. But if you do get unvoweled things, you can start, you'll be able to start working out some things as you go along. Okay, so back to this. وقال الملك. وقال الملك. Good. وقال الملك, and the king said, Man, who هذا الرجل الكريم, who is this man al-karim? Karim can be noble, and Karim can also mean generous as well. Noble and generous, because it's also generous in terms of his advice. الذي, who, نصح means to advise, لنا, to us, ودل, and he indicated على التدبير, upon the management. قال الساقي, let's all read together. قال الساقي هذا يوسف الصديق وهو الذي أخبر أني سأكون ساقيا لسيد الملك. Want to go to Saida? You want to go now?
Okay, Malana. So the cupbearer said, this is Yusuf, well, truthful Yusuf, and he is the one who gives the information or communicates to us, and I am the cupbearer for my master, the king.
Okay, I will translate Anni.
Anni.
Okay.
Is that I?
Anni is that I.
That
So,
I.
so you must
okay.
you must link the أخبر to the أني. So just translate وهو الذي أخبر أني.
And وهو الذي, and he is the one who gives the information.
أني, that I.
Oh, that I am the cupbearer for my master, the king.
Yes, and also, how do you translate the sa in akunu?
So that was a problematic word for me.
Okay. So who wants to answer the Saida? How do you translate the sa in akunu?
Malana, it's the future.
Tense of
The future. The future. Good. So the sa is for the future. So akunu means I am. So sa'akunu means I will be.
Will become.
I will be. Okay. Jazakallah.
And so the akhbara is that he informs he informs that I, or he had informed in the past?
It's present tense. He gives he communicates.
Remember, it's going to be af'ala yuf'ilu. So akhbara yukhbiru. It's actually going to be past tense.
You give. You okay, I see.
So start again, inshallah. وهو الذي أخبر أني سأكون ساقيا لسيدي الملك.
And he is the one who gave the information.
Yes. أني.
That I am.
No, not am. So Masa will be for the future.
That I will be.
Good.
That I will be the cupbearer for my master, the king.
Okay. So you understand how the sentence works now. The Saqi is telling the king, Nabi Yusuf is the one that informed me in the past that I will be the cupbearer to my master, the king.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it. Jazakallah khair.
Okay. Okay, barakallah. So let's go inshallah word for word. قال الساقي.
Sheikh, could I just interrupt Sheikh Saki? The word Saki actually means the one who serves the wine. It's very commonly used in the Urdu language and in the ghazals. And that's what it is, Saki. The one who pours the wine actually.
Yes, yes. So in Arabic, it doesn't necessarily mean wine. It just means anything to drink. So a saqi can even mean someone who pours water or juice or anything. Yeah. Obviously, if you use like in a certain context, like the saqi in a bar, you think about pouring wine. But generally, saqi is the one who pours, the one who gives water, one who gives to drink, basically. Qala saqi. Therefore, we use the word kapir, although it's not like a very common. I don't think anybody goes to like a restaurant and say, "Oh, kapir, can I have a flat white?" Or so it's not a very common word we use. But saqi is the one who basically gives to drink. Qala saqi. So the one who gives to drink, or the cupbearer, he said, "Hada," because the king's asking who is this. So he's saying, "Hada Yusuf as-Siddiq." This is the honest Yusuf, the truthful Yusuf. Wa, and huwa, he Yusuf alayhi salam, alladhi is the one that akhbara, in the past he had informed anni, that I, the cupbearer, that I, when I was in prison, he had informed that I sa'akunu, that I will be in the future saqiyan, a one who gives drink, a cupbearer, bi sayyidi, to my king, to my master, al-Malik, the king. Excuse me. So that's going to be the translation. Excellent. Let's see the last one, inshallah, last one of this chapter. واشتاق الملك إلى لقاء يوسف وأرسل إلى يوسف وقال الملك ائتوني به أستخلصه لنفسي. Nice challenging one. Who wants to go, inshallah? Wants to take up the challenge of this one?
Ashtaq al-Malik means the king really was keen, or sort of he was.
You can say the word longed. Longed is a good word.
Sorry, Sheikh.
Dr. Bismillah, you can for ishtaqa, you can say, you can use the word longed. From the word shawq. Shawq means to like long for something.
Yeah, he had an urge to ila liqa Yusuf, to meet Yusuf.
Good.
وأرسل إلى يوسف, and he sent the message. وقال الملك, and the king said, أتوني به أستخلصه لنفسي. Bring him to me, especially, exclusively for myself.
Okay, excellent. So واشتاق الملك. So from the shawq means to long for something. واشتاق, and the king longed ila, to liqa Yusuf, or for the meeting of Yusuf. the meeting of Yusuf. The king longed to meet Yusuf. وَأَرْسَلَ إِلَى. So the word أَرْسَلَ إِلَى, if you look at one of the strengths of the Hans-Wehr dictionary, is that it gives you a lot of detail in terms of how do you use a word with a harful jar. How do you use a word with a harful jar? So if you look at the word Ra, Sin, Lam, and we look at the fourth verb, fourth verb, to send out, to dispatch. They have here ila as well. Yes, send out, something else I'm looking for. Send, transmit, for. Yeah, so yeah. So that is Arsala fi. Okay, I was hoping they have the other chef there. But basically, Arsala ila means to basically to send for someone. Arsala ila basically means to, or can mean to send for someone. So, wa arsala ila Yusuf, and then he sent for Yusuf. Wa qala al-Malik, and the king said, U'tuni is going to be an amr to a group of people. U'tuni, all of you bring to me, bihi, bring him to me. Astakhlishu means I will make him alone, I will make him free, I will devote him linafsi, to myself. I will free him to myself. In other words, I want him to myself, basically. Okay. This chapter here. Let's go, inshallah, next chapter. While on the roll, inshallah, let's go. Yusuf, yas'alu taftish. Okay, so Bismillah. Who wants to translate the title? What's the taftish?
The inquiry. Yusuf asked for an inquiry.
Good. So Yusuf asked for an inquiry or investigation. So Yusuf, yas'alu, he asked for a taftish, for an investigation or an inquiry. So you see the first line, inshallah. وَلَمَّا جَاءَ الرَّسُولُ إِلَى يُوسُفَ وَقَالَ لَهُ إِنَّ الْمَلِكَ يَدْعُوكَ. Kareem, Bismillah. You can start with the first line.
وَلَمَّا, and when جاء الرسول, the messenger came, إلى يوسف, to Yusuf, وقال له, and said to him, إِنَّ الْمَلِكَ, indeed the king, يَدْعُوكَ, invites you.
Good. Walamma, and when, walamma, good. And walamma, and when جاء الرسول, the messenger, obviously we mean like a messenger from Allah, we mean the messenger from the king, normal messenger. When the messenger came ila, to Yusuf alayhi salam, waqala, and he said to him, Inna al-Malika yad'uka, that the king invites you or calls you. Let's read the next one together. ما رضي يوسف أن يخرج من السجن هكذا ويقول الناس هذا يوسف هذا كان أمس في السجن إنه خان العزيزة. Okay, Bismillah. Who wants to go next, inshallah? Alison also, you must take it there, inshallah.
Okay, I'll go Maulana. That's okay.
Bismillah.
Must I just translate or read also?
You can just first.
Ma Radiya, Yusuf was not pleased. Yakhruja, about leaving from the prison, Mina Sijin. Hakada, like this.
Good. So ma radiya Yusuf, but not radiya Yusuf. Yusuf was not pleased, and to yakhruja, to leave Mina Sijni, from the prison, hakada, like this. Like this meaning what? Without his name being cleared. He doesn't want to just be released and his name hasn't been cleared. Carry on?
Yeah. And will say the people, وَيَقُولُ النَّاسِ, this is Yusuf.
Good. ويقول الناس,
وَيَقُولُ,
and the
and the
people will say,
people will
هذا يوسف,
say,
this is
this
Yusuf.
is Yusuf. Yeah,
Good. And the people will say,
this,
this is Yusuf.
yeah, yeah. This one was yesterday in the prison. هذا كان أمسي في السجن. في السجن. This is Yusuf, the one who was yesterday in the prison. The direct translate, the one that was still in prison yesterday. Innahu khana, indeed he betrayed Al-Aziz, the governor.
Good. So he doesn't want to be released. ما رضي يوسف أن يخرج من السجن هكذا. Yusuf was not pleased to exit from the prison like this. Why? ويقول الناس, whilst the people will say, هذا يوسف, this is Yusuf. هذا, this person, كان أمس في السجن. Yesterday he was in the prison. إنه خان العزيز, verily he has betrayed his master, the Aziz. So he first wants his name to be clear. Okay, excellent, mashallah. Let's see the next one all together. إن يوسف كان كبير النفس أبيا. إن يوسف كان كبير العقل ذكيا. What's it go? Bismillah, what's it go? Anybody? Bismillah.
Indeed, Yusuf was Kabir and Nafsi, big in, Abiyan is lofty, in self-respect.
Good.
Inna Yusufa, indeed Yusuf was Kabir and Aqli Zakiyan, intelligent and clever.
Yes, yes. So I just want to look at the word Abiyan. Inna Yusuf, really Yusuf was he was Kabir al-Nafs. He was when they say big in nafs, they mean he was like filled with self-respect. Abiyan here actually also means that he refused to compromise himself. Because the word abi also means to resist or to refuse. Inna Yusufa, really Yusuf kana kabir al-aqli. He was large in intellect, zakiyan, intelligent basically. Okay, so Inna Yusufu kana kabir al-nafs. He was kabir in the sense that he had self-respect and self-pride. So bismillah, لو كان أحد مكان يوسف في السجن وجاءه رسول الملك وقال له رسول الملك إن الملك يدعوك وينتظرك لأسرع هذا الرجل إلى باب السجن وخرج. Okay, let's ask someone to do the half the line first. لو كان أحد مكان يوسف في السجن وجاءه رسول الملك. What to do the first part? Alisha, Bismillah, whoever does from you translate it. I think we'll ask Tawfiq for the second off.
Maybe I'll take the first one, Maulana.
Okay, Bismillah. You can take the whole one, inshallah. Bismillah.
The word order is fine. I said if was one place. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Okay, so لو كان أحد, how do you translate that?
لو كان أحد, like literally if was one.
Okay, so أحد you can also translate as a person, like any one person.
Okay.
Like if anyone basically. You can translate أحد also as anyone.
Okay. If was anyone, makan is a place.
Okay, so good.
Yusuf fi sijni, Yusuf in the prison.
Okay, so let's pause there. So do you understand what you translated now?
No, the word order is a bit funny.
Okay, so let's go through the story, inshallah. لو كان أحد. لو, if كان أحد, if anyone was. If anyone was what?
In
does
the
Makana
place
Yusuf
of
mean?
Yusuf.
With Yusuf?
So Makana literally means place, right?
Yes.
In Yusuf's place.
And Makana is mutaf and Yusuf is mutaf ilayh. So what do we add before?
The of.
Okay, so let's actually write that because I think it's a good one to just spend a bit of time with. So yeah, so in other words, because Makana is mutaf, we have to add a the there, and we have to add a of here. Okay. Okay, and then when you have a kana, kana has two parts, right? So kana was something, but where do we add the was?
After the first thing.
So what's the first thing here?
Someone. Ahadun.
Good. So we have to add the was here. Okay, so this is translate now.
If someone was,
Not someone, anyone.
if anyone was, I'd say, in the place of Yusuf.
Good. If anyone was, also we can just use it into sentences to help us. If anyone was in the place of Yusuf.
In the prison.
In the prison. In other words, if anybody was in Nabi Yusuf's position, any other person. Are you with me?
Yes.
لو كان أحد, if anyone else, like anyone else was makana Yusuf, in the place of Yusuf, or in the position of Yusuf, in the prison, carry on.
And came, I'd say, came to him a messenger of the king.
Okay, good. And remember, law is always there for hypothetical examples. So the author is giving you a hypothetical example. Imagine anyone else was in the place of Nabi Yusuf in the prison. وَجَاءَهُ رَسُولُ الْمَلِكِ, and the messenger of the king came to that person. Okay?
وَقَالَ لَهُ, and said, and the messenger of the king said to him, Inna al-Malika, verily, the king called you. وَيَنْتَذِرُكَ, not sure what that word is.
And the king is waiting for you.
And the king is waiting for you. لَأَسْرَأَ هَذَا الرَّجُلُ.
Okay, before Asra, how do you translate Allah?
Is that for emphasis?
Good. For emphasis. Then like definitely, certainly.
So isn't that
Asra
the faster? Or
sorry,
quick?
I didn't get that.
Is it quick?
Yes. So Asra means to hasten, basically.
To hasten this man to the door of the prison and leave.
Okay, good. So do you understand the second part you translated?
Yes, I think so.
So just explain to us.
Someone that's coming. The messenger of the king is coming and basically telling Yusuf that the king wants him to leave and then come towards the king quickly to leave the prison.
Okay, so he's saying basically, before I translate, what he's saying in terms of meaning, he's saying that if this was anybody else besides Nabi Yusuf, if there was any other person besides Nabi Yusuf, and they had to be in the same position as Nabi Yusuf, and the king's messenger came to them and opened the doors of the prison and said, the king invites you and is waiting for you, that person would have hastened out of the door. Are you with me?
Okay.
But Nabi Yusuf didn't do it. Nabi Yusuf stayed in prison and said, no, I'm not going to leave until you clear my name.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Okay, barakallah. But actually what you find is that the one that you struggle with is one you learn the most from. So I always like, the struggle is very important. No. Okay, so Bismillah. So, low kana. That's the whole thing. Low. Low is also hypothetical. If it had been that ahadun, anyone, makana Yusuf, was in the place or the station or the position of Nabi Yusuf alayhi salam, Sijni, in the prison. And if this hypothetical scenario here, وَجَاءَهُ رَسُولُ الْمَلِكِ, and in this hypothetical scenario, that to this hypothetical person, the messenger of the king, جَاءَهُ, came to him. وَقَالَ لَهُ رَسُولُ الْمَلِكِ, and again in this hypothetical situation, and said to this hypothetical person, Rasul al-Malik, the messenger of the king, إِنَّ الْمَلِكَ يَدْعُوكَ, that the king invites you, وَيَنْتَظِرُكَ, and the king awaits you. What would this hypothetical person have done? La asra'a, definitely asra'a would have hastened. Hada rajul, this hypothetical man would have hastened ila babi sijni, to the door of the prison, wa kharaja, and exited and left the prison. Okay, good. Any questions on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, good. ولكن يوسف لم يسرع. ولكن but Yusuf alayhi salam did not yusri, he did not hasten. ولكن يوسف, but Yusuf alayhi salam لم يستعجل, or similar meaning, he did not hasten as well. بل rather قال لرسول الملك أنا أريد التفتيش أنا أريد البحث عن قضيتي. بل rather قال, he Nabi Yusuf, he said لرسول الملك, to the messenger of the king. What did Nabi Yusuf say to the messenger of the king? Instead of exiting and hastening out, what did he say? He said, أنا, I Nabi Yusuf, أريد, I want, التفتيش, I want the investigation. أنا, I أريد, I want, البحث, the inquiry, the research, عن, about or regarding قضيتي, my matter, my affair. وسأل, let's all together inshallah. وسأل الملك عن يوسف وعلم الملك وعلم الناس أن يوسف بريء. What's the translation inshallah? Bismillah.
وَسَأَلَ Maliku, and the king asked an Yusufa about Yusuf. وَعَلِمَ Maliku, and the king learned. وَعَلِمَ النَّاسُ, and the people learned. أَنَّ Yusufa, that Yusuf, Bariun, was innocent.
Excellent. وسأل الملك, and the king asked an Yusufa, about Yusuf. وعلم الملك, and the king knew. وعلم الناس, and the people knew. أن يوسف, that Yusuf is بريء. This is this one as well, Abdul Karim. وخرج يوسف بريئا وأكرمه الملك.
And Yusuf left Bari'an, innocent. أكرمه الملك, and the king honored him.
Good. وخرج يوسف, and Yusuf departed, left. بريئا, بريئا to be the حالية. How did he leave? بريئا, freed. Basically, he was, there's another word for freedom, doesn't have to matter. He was basically declared innocent, or vindicated. وأكرمه الملك, and the king honored him. Okay, excellent. So those are nice, challenging sentences in that one. So for homework number 12, I think number 12 is sufficient for you, inshallah, for next week for homework.
16.
Sorry, 16. Sorry, 16 for homework is sufficient for you. Barakallah.